So The Following is like the hottest news show coming out next mid-season, unfortunately, but it's like the biggest buzz. Everybody who's seen it loved it. That's all they're talking about. How does that feel to be working on a project that hot?
It feels really amazing. I mean, to be honest, this year I read a lot of pilots, a lot of television series, and this was the one that really stuck out. It stayed with me, and it's always nice as an actor to sort of really go after a project you're excited about, and then get a chance to work on it. And obviously Kevin Williamson, Kevin Bacon, Marco Siega, who directed the pilot and is a producer, we've worked together before, so it's nice to sort of come back and work with people that you look up to and you enjoy their work anyways, and so it's really exciting to be part of the show.
So what drew you to it? I knew you got excited when you read the script, but what kind of really grabbed your attention?
I love thrillers, and I love dark material. I love amazing storytelling, and I thought also was an interesting character for me, the character of Mike Weston. He's sort of, I think he worships the Ryan Hardy character in a way because he's studied both of these people, Joe Carroll and Ryan Hardy, so it's sort of a dream for him. It's what he studied, it's what he wrote about at Quantico, and so he's sort of being thrown into his dream case. He thought that was over, that was something he studied, and I like the idea of him sort of stepping into this dream case that he thought he'd never maybe get to be a part of it. He studied for so long. So I thought that was kind of a fun angle, and I think that there's going to be a fun relationship with Kevin's character, just to sort of play off what's going on. He looks up to him. He wants to be liked by him. So I think that's kind of fun.
How much have you shot? Is it just
a pilot?
Oh, okay.
Just a pilot.
What was it like on set? Because it is such like it's really dark and like creepy, and like I watched it in the middle of the day and it was like I'm not leaving my house.
Right. Oh, good. So interesting. I mean, obviously, yeah, it is a tense show, so there's always that. You have to sort of stay in that mode, but it's also everyone was there having fun, so it wasn't as if like I was getting creeped out on set or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's an intense show, and I think everybody was there to make that show, and so everyone's having fun doing that. Which is kind of fun.
Do you ever get worried that the bullseye might be on your character?
Yeah, well, I think there's always that possibility. Just watch your back on this show, maybe.
Just because the pilot sort of created the level of the stakes, and it showed that really anybody was not going to be.
And which I think that's what's amazing too. I mean, no one is safe. There's a reality to this. It's not like, there's this established world and everybody's safe and it's set up. It's like that's what's so great about the show. You don't know what's going to happen, and so I think. For an audience, for me as an audience, I love that stuff. I love never knowing what's going to happen. I love not knowing if someone's going to get it in the next episode. I don't love not knowing if your favorite character is in dire straits. You know what I mean? So I enjoy that. I think that's what's going to be interesting and exciting for an audience to sort of continue watching, because you never know what's going to happen. And I think Kevin Williamson obviously is a master at sort of creating suspense and creating really effective thrillers, and I think this will be no different than his past work. So,
as an actor, how much do you like to know ahead of time for your character? Do you like to take it episode by episode?
Well, it's different because I haven't done television in a long time, and with a film, you know exactly what's going to happen. You have time to prepare. You can map out your entire character, the entire story. So with television, just by nature of the way it is, episodes are coming in as you're shooting, and so I think it's a different process in that sense, but I think that is kind of exciting as well. And again, on a television show, you have more time to sort of create a character. It's not like, we have 2 hours to just really create it. You have hours and hours and hours, and potentially, hopefully, knock on wood, seasons to sort of create that character. And so I think it's nice to know as much as you possibly can about your character from an acting perspective to build it up. But as far as what's going to happen in the story, I think it's kind of exciting to get it the week before and be able to react and just sort of go with the flow. And I think that's going to be kind of a fun thing for me on the show.
You have to do a lot of preparation.
I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of reading on. Actually, I did a lot of YouTube watching too, just typing up serial killers and just watching these documentaries, and it really sort of sucks you into that world of what it's like. And there's a level of reality to the show that I think when you read a show or you watch a film about serial killers, it's you sort of become desensitized and used to violence. But when you watching courtroom dramas and interviews with the real guys, it creates a pit in your stomach where it's like, this is real, this does happen, this is as sick as it gets and as crazy as it gets. And so I did watch a lot of that stuff. I also went to the Federal Building in LA and met with some FBI agents for a couple hours and just sort of pick their brains a little bit. And you can only get so much information in a few hours, but it's nice just to sort of see how they stand and hang out and see how they sort of carry themselves and how they even speak about a case and violence. You know what I mean? It's much different. They're used to it. They know how to handle it emotionally. So that was kind of interesting.
Can you talk about working with Kevin Bacon? You were saying how you have worked mainly in films, and it was different to be back on stage. So how was him? His career is mainly in film. So
yeah. I mean, working with Kevin was great. He's obviously an amazing actor. He's actually a really nice guy, and what I liked about him is that he was there to work. He was really excited about the show. You could tell that the level of passion and excitement that he had for the show was the same as everybody else. And so it's fun. I mean, it's fun working with actors that you respect and look up to, and he's a great actor. So being in a scene with him is fun. It's easy, which is great. And again, when I first watched the pilot for the first time, I felt like it was very cinematic. From the look to the pace to the performances, I felt like it was very cinematic, and that was exciting. I think Marcos Siega, the director, he was saying a lot like that. Just even the way they wanted to shoot it and the way he was going to light it. He wanted to be a little movie every week, and I think that's the goal. And I think certainly the pilot reaches that, so that was really cool.
Do you have a favorite scene from the pilot?
I actually like. There's a few scenes that I really like, but my favorite scene is the scene between Kevin and Nadia. You feel their history, their past romance. I just thought that was really effective. And as an actor, you read the script and you know what you're supposed to play. But sometimes it takes a while to develop that relationship. And immediately when I saw that scene, I felt that I felt that history. And that's a hard thing to sort of create on day 3 of shooting when you don't really know somebody. So to me, that was my favorite scene. That was really effective to me. And as far as my favorite scene that I got to do, I think discovering the I don't want to give too much away. Discovering the garage was amazing because you walked into something that was horrific, and it just I was like, it was awful. It was really gross, and we didn't walk in until right before we shot it, and so to see it was graphic. I mean, it was pretty gross, pretty disturbing. So I really enjoyed that.
I know you've only shot the pilot, but has there been talk with the writers and things about collaboration on your character and input that you would have in the character going forward? I
think that, to be honest, this is the time that's sort of happening. I mean, we haven't started shooting the second episode essentially now. But Kevin Williamson was really great. I mean, the first thing I wanted to do when I sat down was in Atlanta where we shot the pilot was just like, there's stuff on the page. I have ideas, and again, with a film, you know exactly where you're going or what you want to do. So I was kind of like, I have some ideas, but I don't want to run this way. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So that was nice to just be able to have that discussion, and everyone's very open and just sort of. And again, some of the things he was like, that's great, that's good. Some of the stuff he's like, no, I don't think that's where we're going. And those are just the discussions you have to have so you know where you're going. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Has the show inspired you to buy extra security locks for your apartment or home?
No, actually, I did install a security system. Actually, that's a fact. But yeah, it's creepy. It's really creepy. I don't think shooting it so much, but watching the videos on YouTube and just thinking about the reality and how normal these guys are, how socialized they are, and obviously James' performance. You see both sides, but he's such a charming, intelligent man, and to know that there's that kind of evil next to us potentially is really scary. I was walking down the street in my neighborhood and I sort of nodded at somebody and I was just like, man, that guy, I didn't want him to follow me. I was like, what if that guy is one of the 300? You know what I mean? So it was kind of creepy. I hope that's what it does for nodding. You know what I mean? Just sort of establish that sort of slight paranoia,
Yeah, no, it gave me complete chills, and to this day I'm like, okay, I'm putting chairs under my doors.
Yeah, I sleep with an axe next to my bed just in case. Thank you guys.
I think they're wrapping you. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks, man.
Thank you.